Hey, it's another episode of Keeyzo's Corner. It's your boy, Mr. Keeyzo. I got a special guest. This is my friend from long time ago. The talented New York Times bestseller, publisher, author, lady extraordinaire, Miss Teri Woods. Welcome to Keeyzo's Corner, Teri. How you been?
Hey, Keeyzo's Corner. I've been good. How you doing?
I'm good. You can move this mic.
Since those days of
in the Empire State Building.
You know, you went over to a different set of elevators.
Yeah.
Yeah, your elevators were bigger elevators. You were going all the way up to the top of the building. I was just on the 8th floor. I had the little set of elevators. It was around the corner from you. You were still in the building, though. Yeah, I was in the building.
How you been? You know, it's been
good.
What has been about 10 years or more. I ain't been seeing you. Yeah. Everything is good with you?
It's not the Empire State Building days. Business is different.
Okay.
For me in publishing, the business totally shifted.
Okay.
And everything shifted with it.
Well, tell me about it. I know you're still doing books. You done brought I got a couple of books on the table already. You know, new things. And you always been in this genre, and it's good to see that you've stayed in that lane and continue to blossom in that lane. But this is a children's book, so you kind of switched it up a little bit.
You know, after the collapse of independent publishing,
right?
Because there was a collapse of independent publishing. I sort of had to downsize a little bit. Okay. And I lost my nanny. And I had to deal with my 2 boys. Right. And they were about 7 and 6 at the time. Okay. And so that's when I sort of realized that they didn't have any content. They really had nothing that they liked. And so that's when I thought of children's books. And, you know, I was like, wow, there isn't a lot of imagery for them. And so, like, if you, right now, just give me 5 African-American authors, African-American children book authors that are household names, mainstream, across America, authors, not celebrities, or just name an author.
Yeah.
Of a children's book.
I know Damon put out a book. I know Ralph McDaniels just put out a book, kids' books. But we were just discussing about how lucrative this business is, especially with the cartoons and things like that.
The merchandising.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's huge. It's huge. It's bigger.
I need to write me a children's book. Well, I don't know what I'll write about it, but I'll figure something out. I'm good with that.
I mean, it can be a really big market, especially if you get into cartoons and you get into the merchandising. And so I've sort of been holding everything because of everybody stealing my work all the time.
Yeah, we was talking about that years ago, and that's still going on. You haven't resolved that yet? It's still lingering.
So, if you were to Google, like, I sued the entire book industry. I sued everybody.
Right.
When I say everybody, I mean on down to Carl Weber. He was the only one that did not pay me. And that is why I still have beef with him personally. Because you were selling bootlegged material from under your counter. And I kept sending people in to your store, getting the receipt, calling you and your brother, asking you to stop repeatedly.
Right.
So how do you get dismissed? But everybody else has to stay in the lawsuit. And if you were to Google, it was like Teri Woods sues J.M. Benjamin because he was the guy who was actually running around printing the books illegally and putting them into the marketplace. And if you look at that lawsuit, you'll see that I got a $1.8 million judgment It's right there on the internet. Teri Woods sues J.M. Benjamin, but not just J.M. Benjamin. I sued Culture Plus. I sued Black and Nobel in Philly. I sued printers. I found 3 printers printing my books illegally. United Book Press, Gash Printing. Because I can take your book and go to a printer and he'll print. He won't ask me who I am. He won't ask who the author. He won't ask if I own it.
Wow. But is that because you was doing your own publishing?
No, that's because right now I can take your book and go get it printed. And nobody will stop me. And then I'll sell you in the marketplace. And what are you going to do? What you going to do to me? You're going to send somebody over here? Because that's what you're going to have to do to stop me. You better send them. Because if I want to go print you right now, any printer will print your work and not give a shit who owns it. That's the deal. Period.
They should. I mean, I know, like in my business with clothing, you know, that's counterfeiting basically. So
it's
with
bootlegging.
Us, and bootlegging, counterfeiting.
Right.
You know, with us, you know, we can send a cease and desist, and you know, even if they don't stop, once we get a hold to their financial records and see how much money they make, we can then hit them with a nice
listen to this. I already sued everybody. I sued Amazon. I sued anybody that was selling my book that was printed illegally. I sued them. Anybody that touched my company's work, I was suing them.
Okay.
The book is still on Amazon. Do you want me to send them another cease and desist?
But how do they do that, though?
Because they're allowed to do whatever they want to do.
Wow.
Because the government has said they can literally do anything now. They can sell your work stolen. They will not be held no accountability on Amazon for nothing. They can do whatever they want to do. Period. The government is not, there's no third party eye, there's nothing controlling streaming. So when you're an author, when you're an artist, a music, I mean, look at what SAG just did, and I applaud them. I really do. I don't think people understand
what do they do?
What I see. They don't see what I see. What I see because I was in the business. I've been in the business for what, 30 years with books. 22, I've had my own business. Okay, so think of it like this. When I look back, like I'll give you a prime example, streaming, which, who made that up? Where did this come from? Who did this?
You know.
Why is people? Why is okay? Wait 1 minute, Keith. Before I have a breakdown. Why is no one saying anything? Why is no one saying anything? This is the biggest fucking snow job I've ever seen in the fucking industry, and no one's saying shit. How do I lose my company to freaking streaming?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, hold on. So you mean to tell me that I'm a business, I don't bother nobody. I did an audiobook deal in 2018 with a guy named Marvis Johnson. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Okay, he has a company down in Brooklyn called Urban Audiobooks.
Right.
You ever heard of it?
Nope.
Urban Audio Books. He said he's going to make audiobooks. He has the studio. They do the readings and shit. And they make audiobooks. Manufacture, distribute, sell, and rent. This is what my contract says. It's 3 pages. Okay, listen to this. I even have a clause that says you're not to promote more than 7,500 words at a time. Standard shit, you know. In 2021, I woke up and I realized that my entire company was being given away for free.
What do you mean?
Because I'm some fucking slave now. Okay, so let me get this shit straight. Okay, hold on. I'm from the fucking 80s. I'm 56 years old. I've been out here for a minute, bitch. Pussy ain't free. The fuck you mean I'm free?
All right, we gotta cut with the curses.
Sorry.
You hit me back to back to back. This shit gonna sound crazy.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be a big.
We're not allowed to curse?
Yeah, but you can't put it back to back like that, because then you're gonna sound crazy.
So I'm free.
But how did you wake up in your company? I mean, because you're putting stuff out there, but you're not explaining it how these things are happening.
I just woke up and I realized that that if you joined Amazon's membership or you join Audible's membership, I'm free. You get to listen to me for free. You don't have to buy my work anymore. I'm free as long as you join their memberships. So as long as you join Amazon, as long as you join Audible, as long as you join all of these major corporations.
But they have to pay you though, right?
No, I don't get nothing.
But how is that? Like, why? I'm not understanding how
Because
they can take your
so.
work. Who's they? Like, how did they take your work, your hard-earned work, put it on their platform, sell it to people or give it to people, and not let you get paid from that? And why? And it is nothing you can do? There's nothing you can do for that?
I'm filing an appeal right now, but basically a federal judge has already said that Amazon can give my company away for free for theirs.
And
the government said so.
I know, but I'm kind of confused at how.
Because the government says that Amazon can give away your shit for free. Oops, can give you away for free. You're free. You're just free. Free slave. Free, like slavery. Slavery.
Wow. And it's no way, no how that you can fight this.
What's even worse is that it's just not in my contract. My contract has so many clauses in it. Mm-hmm. And this is the other thing to take into consideration. When I did this deal with Urban Audiobooks in 2018, we didn't negotiate streaming because streaming didn't frigging exist.
So that's why I was going to come back to that.
Who are you to do this to me? Because you wake up and decide that you want to.
So is he's the one, because I was just going to ask you, how did you actually get on Amazon? He's the one who put you on Amazon.
Whatever, I don't know, because they won't do discovery. They won't exchange. They won't come to the table. He won't tell me anything. He won't pay me my royalties. He won't give me my earnings. He won't give me clean statements where I can see what I'm owed. They won't do any. Oh, but wait, let me give you the clincher of it all, okay? Because Teri, don't curse. Do not curse.
Same old Teri though. You ain't changed.
Don't curse, T. No, what do you want to change? Up or down,
hey,
rich or poor, money low or high, what you want?
Hey.
I am who I am, and I'm going to be who I'm going to be. The same friggin' person.
I love it.
It didn't matter what I had, I'm the same person. Okay, guess how many minutes I was streamed illegally? For their companies' free memberships, because remember, I'm just a free slave now. I should write slave on my forehead like Prince. Guess how many minutes that people literally gave them a credit card, signed up for their monthly memberships. They're going to now give them what, $12.95, $14.95. What if it's Amazon, Audible? What, you're giving them $89.99 a year, $129 a year for Prime, all because you're listening to who? Me. And you're using who? Me to pull in who? The African American market. It's 2018. Nobody's even listening to ebooks. Nobody's listening to audiobooks. Don't get me started. Guess how many minutes they stream me for free?
How much?
Yes. Minutes, like,
you said minutes.
Like I'm.
What, a minute and a half?
What did you say to me?
A minute? I don't know. I don't know this.
Don't you listen to a song for at least 2 or 3 minutes? You're gonna give me a minute and a half? Seriously, Keith?
Yeah. Well, okay. 3 minutes. 3:30.
Keith, I'm Teri Woods. Give me a little bit.
I don't know this.
Over 40 million minutes. Over 40 million.
So that's hours.
Yo, my man, that's like close to 400,000 hours. You give my company away for free memberships. I mean, you give me away for free so people join.
But it should be a way that they have to pay you for that. That's the disconnect. I mean, I know you know more than me.
I think in the royalty statements, I might have got about maybe $7,000-$8,000 they sent. Streaming my business away for free. So in 2021, I lost my business. See, I was actually looking for money because I had no more sales. I couldn't figure out where are my sales? I should have way more. I had sales because I have movies money. Where's my movie money, by the way? Or call Manny again. Meanwhile, excuse me, what's going on with my business? Because this is my 22-year-old business.
Wow,
and
that's
how
crazy.
dare you give me away for free to pull in the African American market? I didn't sign up for that. It's not in my contract. And no offense, I'm not really sure what's wrong with other people that can't read a 3-page contract, but you're going to have to really break it down to me. What is in this paperwork? Where is it at that you're allowed to give me away for free?
Yeah, that's crazy. I know when we first talked and you kind of let me know some things. I didn't know all this. I was like, wow.
No, I slept in my car. You didn't want to give me a deal. I wasn't allowed in African American bookstores. You made phone calls. You protested me when I was out the trunk of my car in Philadelphia. You wouldn't let me in stores. I wasn't allowed to do any book signings because you didn't like the content of True to the Game. You said no. No, and I was an independent. And back then, independents, were treated like nothing. And if you weren't with Simon and Schuster, or if you weren't with a major publisher, then you're not coming in here.
Wow.
And so.
And what do you got? You got about, what, 12? Over 12? What do you got, about 12, 20 books that you've written?
I got 20 titles that have been released, but I have about another 5 or 6 that I'd never released because they interfered with my business so bad.
Okay.
And then now I have about 10 children's books, but I've only released 2 of them because they're probably going to steal them next.
Knowing what you know now, right, about streaming or these audio guys or whatever, have you figured out a way to get around that? Is there any way to get around that?
Okay, so because it happened to me and because it was my business, I start, I got to investigate. I got to try to figure out, how does, I don't understand. And, I don't understand streaming. I don't understand why they're streaming. Why are you giving away people's content for free in the first place? I don't care what anybody says. It's a fucking it's a snow job. And in comparison to where I was, and in comparison to what you're doing to me now, it's a total snow job. And then, so then, wait a minute. So then here, because I'm like, really? I'm really going to go for this? You think I'm going to go for this? You think I'm going to let you take my business and give it away for free? Really? That's what you think? Okay. So I start watching and doing all this, my little investigation stuff. And somebody sends me this Amazon special, this PBS special on Amazon. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
You got to pay attention.
You gotta pay attention.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention. And black folks are so losing right now and have no idea why. They're just going along with it, just line up and we'll just ship you on off wherever we want to ship you to. So, but you're not shipping me nowhere. So, allegedly in the PBS special that I watched, it was the rise of Amazon. Okay? So what they said was basically, I guess back in the 80s, Jeff Bezos got a call from Wall Street. His buddies, somebody he knew, whatever. It's like, yo, dude, we don't know what this shit is. They want us to invest. Yo, can you take a look at it? It's called the World Wide Web. So no one knows what it is. No one understands it. He got it, and it's like the Holy Grail. It's like the Star of Nazareth over top of his head. He totally gets it. He gets the World Wide Web when other people don't.
Right.
At that point, a deal got made. I don't know the deal. I wasn't there. But I know that this special said that there will never be another deal. You'll never see another deal like this from Wall Street where they agree to put up millions and millions of dollars and don't expect a return for 20 years. It doesn't happen.
Right.
Nobody does that. I honestly believe that at that time, language got put into every template on music, publishing, films. It was like one call got made like they're all friggin' connected.
Right.
Or maybe they went to church together. I don't know. I don't care. I know this. It's already in the template. It was already in the template. It's all a snow job. Who do you think you're talking to? You think I'm that fucking sorry. You think I'm that stupid? Hold on. How do you have electronic downloading, even streaming language, in contracts back in the 90s?
Well,
it didn't exist.
Yeah, but you know.
No. It didn't exist till 2000. Remember, I can't make you rich for 20 years. In that 20-year time, if you put this in the contract, they're not even going to pay attention to it because it doesn't exist. So just put it in there, one line. Electronic downloading, streaming, universe, hereinafter.
You show people, they be knowing what's going to happen. Like when you watch certain movies, right? What was that movie with the COVID shit in it? I can't think of the name right now. But this movie came out in like 2013 or 2014. When COVID hit, it was the exact same thing. Like everything that happened in the movie, it happens. You look at like Minority Report when they're telling you that they can get thoughts and all of that, and now they want to put chips in you and shit like that. Like they be knowing this stuff.
Right, but but this is the deal. Like with COVID is on that whole spectrum. It always was. Even if the most amazing thing about COVID-19 to me was that if you look on Lysol, if you look on that Lysol spray can, it was always there. The coronavirus was always there. It's just it got unleashed. It's that HIV. It's HIV is it? The flu is it? This is it. They got a little spectrum. There's more. There's more coming. Yeah. There's more on that spectrum. It doesn't end at COVID.
Right.
It's just that COVID-19 got unleashed. But it's all on the coronavirus, whatever this virus thing is. Yeah, it's all virus, there. Right? But going back to what I was saying, for me in my business, I turned around. Okay, so let me give you an example of what I mean. In 2000, Shannon Holmes had sent me his book from prison, Be More Careful. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the pussy pound. Oops, am I allowed to say that? Well, sorry, you can beep it. Anyway, I loved the book. You know, need a lot of work, but that's beside the point. I'm gonna do this book, right? And so when I look even back on the contract that I went and got, and I used a really great attorney, okay, who was able to go pull a template. He said, I'm just gonna go pull a publishing template. We're gonna jazzy it up for you, and you're gonna have a really good publishing agreement, okay? You're gonna have the best publishing agreement for your little small publishing company. And this was in 2000, and he was an LA lawyer, and I still keep in touch with him. And he hooked me up. Daryl hooked me up, and so when I go back to that publishing contract that I paid for back in 2001 to go do a deal with Shannon, all that shit is in there.
The electronic.
Yeah, I had it. I got it. I like, you get nothing. I mean, we didn't even fix that. That wasn't it was just a template. But it didn't mean anything, so nobody paid attention to it. Right. Like, you literally get nothing from my company. But it doesn't exist, so nobody's looking.
Yeah.
And so then I'm saying, how in the hell do I got this language in my little template, in my publishing? How's the language in my? How do I got this language on some shit that doesn't even exist?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they said reading is fundamental.
So all I'm saying, I really have truly come to believe at this point that it was like a snow job from day one. And when those actors and actresses got out there and said, F you, you're going to renegotiate. We ain't doing this. We ain't playing this snow job of a game. We want to renegotiate our contracts. Because the language was already in it. They already had them. That's why she was saying we need to renegotiate. This is not right. People are going home with 0.006 cents.
Yeah, that streaming thing is weird to me. I don't understand it at all.
I do.
I mean, I understand what's going on, but it's like when you think back at it, a lot of the streaming companies are owned by the record companies. So it's like, how do you have an artist getting paid for this way, and then now you're streaming and you're giving them a penny on a dollar, that a 0.000 penny on the dollar? Like, it's crazy.
Because they signed it. And unless all of them were to get together and walk and make them renegotiate, it's not going to matter. And the other problem is that half of the artists back then that are being taken for this ride, I mean, even if coming together won't even work for them because they're not needed anymore.
You know who I ran into? I ran into a few months back, Drez from Black Sheep. So Drez has a $750 million lawsuit against UMG, Universal Music Group, because of streaming.
So I have a lawsuit too. He's
like, I didn't agree to it. My contract doesn't agree to this. And how do I know? And this. So I'm actually going to interview him soon about that, and I'll bring it up again. But
did he go federal court? Do you know if he's going?
I'm not sure because we spoke. Actually, I saw him talking about it, and then when I seen him in person, we kind of had a quick little conversation, and I told him I wanted to talk about it on air. But I'll definitely find out, and I'll let you know.
I'm not there free. And you're not. I worked for my little business. That's my little company.
Because you think about it, like,
you had me out there selling
like
books in the street. You wouldn't give me a deal. You had me selling books out the trunk of my car, sleeping in my car. You had people in Harlem taking me in. Everybody from strangers to Emil from Rockefeller gave me a couch. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I worked for my company.
Yeah, that's.
You don't give my company away.
And I remember when this True to the Game. I mean, this was big as All Outdoors when it first came out. Like, and it still is. People still talk about it. I know you had a situation with the movie you was trying to put together, the movie, and that kind of fell to the side, or I know you got a situation with that as well. You care to discuss that?
I can.
Can you?
This.
Because I know Manny was doing this, right?
This is the thing. Let me just say this. True to the Game 1 came out in 2017, the end of 2017. And I knew that it took a lot. I knew that it was a rough road, and, I know what it is to be an independent. And I know how hard it is to be an independent. I also know that when you're an independent and you're trying to do things, that the whole entire industry will try to hurt you and try to shut you down.
Facts.
And so I always wanted to see Manny succeed, and I believed that he could get it done. Because as good of a business person that I am, I'm excellent when it comes to business. I've had my company for 22 years. I always, I just go by the books. I'm really very serious about my little business, and I always was. However, I'm not much of a mover and shaker like that. I don't like to be out, really. Right. I really do like to be in the house with my puppy, and I like my covers, and I like to cuddle. Ooh, let's watch TV.
I remember you used to be with your kids, your boys. I'd be like, where you going? I'm going home to my boys.
My babies. I love, to cuddle. I love my house. I'm doing my house and cuddling. We can party in here. If, you know, I would rather have people in my backyard or have company come over than to go out to a bar and a lounge. That's just, I've never really been an industry person. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, not that I'm not, or not that I won't, just my comfortability was always more private than hanging out like that. But, you know, for me, watching the industry and the turn, for me, having to go home with the kids, having to, you know, sort of shut things down. And like I said, and you know, after 2010, it was like overnight, they just closed all the bookstores. I got a memo that all of the stores were closing. And you're talking Borders, B. Dalton, Walden. You're talking every major bookstore chain, and Barnes & Noble's closing half of its stores. And so at that time, I was so large in the industry, you can't imagine the returns coming in worldwide.
No, trust me.
You can't imagine all the returns from all those bookstores going out of business. You can't imagine.
But why would they return the books instead of just keeping them and doing what they?
They can't, because the stores are closing. So they return the goods when they don't sell
so
them.
They
return the merchandise, right? They, you know, they stock the stores. They keep them in warehouses, and so you're talking thousands of books. So when I say I was really, really happy that, you know, Manny was saying, this was after 2010, and Manny was saying that he's going to try to put the movie together. And I'm saying, oh, well, that'd be great because, you know, I'm losing my business over here to stores going out of business. And this is the other thing that people don't understand. There was also a shift for me in 2010 when they took away the stores, and then everybody was told to go get a Kindle, a reading device, or an iPad. And I'm the hood. I'm the inner city. You know, my audience at that time, they couldn't afford a $200 Kindle. Some of them couldn't afford a $500 iPad. People don't realize reality. They think that everybody's got all this money. I don't know where they get this shit from. It's not real. Yeah. My audience couldn't afford it. Listen, all I know is that nobody has championed and believed and just being. Again, I'm from Philly, right? And I'm 80s, okay? And we didn't really talk a lot. I was not allowed to talk.
Where, from your parents growing up?
No.
Oh, through the legal system?
No. In dating.
In dating?
Yeah. And
nah, you got what you talking about? You just throwing stuff out right now.
No sudden movements in here. Yo, Keith, stop acting like you don't know what's going on out here. Come on, man. Jimmy was blindfolding everybody. Stop it. Knock it off, you know. Yo, when Missy Lou said, when Missy told me, Jimmy was like, yo, if you want to go, come on, hop in, put this thing over your head for me, and let's go. I'm like, I can't. Yeah, so that's how it was for us. And, you know, we never complained. No talking. Shh, be quiet. You're talking again. So, and then you got to also remember that, you know, I'm from Philly. I took my Shahada in 1995. And, you know, for a very long time, you know, I practiced. I was on my dean. I never left the house uncovered. And I went to 101 classes, Islam 101 with Brother Lukman, Kenny Gamble. That's my uncle. And I think a lot of that, especially in dealing with men, I'm not very challenging, if that makes sense. I don't really challenge, I guess. And I think that Manny was able to take advantage of that part of
you were vulnerable at that time. Plus, you had
he's
listening to your books are all off the shelves
and
trying to figure it out.
And it's like I'm like and then this is the other thing. So you got to remember, I have a great family history. My uncle was Georgie Woods, who he used to run the Uptown Theater in the 60s. He donated the first check to the NAACP. He was the NAACP chapter in Philadelphia. He worked with Martin Luther King. He worked with Cecil B. Moore. If your house caught on fire, you called the radio station. Georgie Woods got your place to stay. If you said your kids didn't have shoes, Georgie Woods showed up with shoes, whatever you needed. Meanwhile, my uncle's over here running the city, but my daddy is running a speakeasy and got Mom's Mabley, got the Isley brothers, got everybody in there. Meanwhile, Uncle George over here, Stevie Wonder falling off the stage, pick him back up, throw him back on. So I come from movers and shakers, and I was always around money. So it wasn't like growing up that I didn't really have a hard life.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's like it just comes to me. So I don't have to go out and hurt other people for it. I don't have to go out and do you wrong for it. I don't have to be foul or vile about money. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And I never was.
Yeah. And there's just so many people out there that's just bent on just fucking people over. Like they get up the ladder by doing that. And I've always been a huge fan of do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So I treat everybody with respect and whatnot. If you don't give it back, cool. I just put you to the side.
Right. But see, this is the thing. I'm too old to go reinvent everything. I don't want to. Put it like that. It's not that I'm too old. I don't want to. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I already busted my butt out here. So y'all over here trying to give what I worked for the last 30 years away for free? That needs to stop and be handled. And then
what is your lawyer saying?
Listen,
is it something that they can
on the Amazon case?
Yeah, I mean just this whole streaming thing.
They're
because I'm sure it's something that they can do. I'm pretty sure. It's just whether it's the first case or the third case.
Let me just say this. I don't think I've ever really. I do love my LA lawyer, but I am absolutely. Like how can I say it? Like the lawyers that are working on my case, they're so fucking gangster. Oops, I cursed again. They're so gangster. Oh my God.
They from LA?
Oh my God. They're from New York.
Oh, these are different lawyers that you have on this case.
Wait a minute. Keith, wait a minute. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Listen. Let me say this to you, and I want you to know this story. Whether I win or whether I lose, you have to know this story. Because I was so sad. I really lost my business. So it's worse than, what's that movie, You've Got Mail?
Yeah.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. And nobody would answer the phone. Nobody would take the call. You really are black. You don't get it until you get it. And it's my business. And I work for my business, and I love my business, and it's mine. And they're giving me away for free. And there's this one guy who took the call. His name was Graham. And he was like, I want to meet you. Like, let's go to dinner. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, here it goes. Friggin' stranger on the internet. Story of my life. Just going to go to dinner with him. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him. And I'm like, oh my God. Is that the guy from You on Netflix? Like, that's all that look totally like him. Did you see You? Think you're gonna put me in a glass box and kill me? Not happening. I'm like, this guy's You. Oh my God, I've been catfished. I'm like, totally, seriously, we went to De Novo in Edgewater, and I just kept asking him about You on Netflix. I swear to God, he looks just like him. Young, handsome, white guy, could be my kid, younger than my daughter, okay? Right. He gets up from the table and he says, I'm gonna help you. Snow job again. It's New York.
Give it a shot, Terry.
No one helps anyone here, and you know it. I have no money. How are you going to help me? It's bullshit. He's like, no, I'm going to help you. Oh, my God. Do you know that this kid spent over a year and a half on my case with no money, never being paid? Finally, he calls me and he's like, okay, we got to try to get you a firm because your statute is running. And I don't want you to miss your statute. Like, you got 3 years on copyright infringement or something, and we need to get you filed. So we got to find you a really good firm. And I'm like, but I thought you were, he's like, we got to find you a really good lawyer. And I'm like, yeah, but I thought you were my lawyer. And he's like, I can't do this out my living room. I'm on 76 and Riverside Drive. I'm like, you are? Jesus, God.
So he put in a lot of work, though. He put in a lot of work for you.
Listen to what he did. He prepared everything.
Yeah.
He prepared a complaint. He prepared the exhibits, over like 100-page complaint plus exhibits. And he was like, and so I started targeting, lawyers, law firms, and I would check with him, and he'd be like, they're not big enough. They can't handle Amazon. They're not big enough. They're not big enough. You don't understand. Right. This guy's the biggest in the world.
Right.
Guess who ended up taking my case on contingency?
Who?
Dorsey and Whitney. Have you ever heard of them?
No, I pretty much stay out of the court system. So
I just want to be really, really clear that if you were to look up their Wikipedia, they're like global.
Oh, that's what's up.
In 4 countries. They have over 589 lawyers. And I'm actually being represented by Vice President Walter Mondale's law firm.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And look, and every time I have my breakdowns, because you don't understand losing.
Yeah.
People don't know. You'd have to watch You've Got Mail. You're not gonna get it. It's worse than You've Got Mail. Like, I was literally rolling around on the floor when the UPS man would bring me another box.
When you were talking earlier, I was sitting here and I'm like, this is gonna end well for Teri. In my mind, because we've been talking for years. We haven't talked in a few years, but I know your story firsthand from way back, right? But I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you talk, and I'm just listening to everything you're saying. And before you talked about your lawyer, I was gonna say, Teri, this is gonna work out for you, right? Like, somehow, someway, I
don't know.
I know. I'm telling you, this is going. Somehow, you're going to be vindicated. We don't know to what magnitude, financially or whatever, but you put the work in, and that's undeniable. So whoever has to figure out the loopholes and the Fox tunnels that they got to run through.
I don't know what they're going to do, but I would tell everybody right now who has anything, any artist out there that feels that they've been streamed illegally or streamed against their contract for another company's profits or another company's gain, and it's not in their contract, that they should, like, we should know one another. We should connect with one another, and we should watch one another's cases. And
we'll let people know where they can contact you or find you.
My Facebook is Teri Woods, and my Instagram is Teri Woods Books, right? I think it is Teri Woods Books on Instagram. But back to Manny, So one thing that I can tell you that makes you a boss is the ability to pay people that you cannot stand.
Ooh, that was deep. I ain't never heard that one before.
I can't stand you.
Yeah.
I hate you. I don't like you. I won't even let you sit at a table with me. But I have to cut a check to you because that's my obligation. I'm under a contract. What I'm not going to do is put in a lot of work, sit there and write. I don't care if it's a sentence. You know how hard it is to write a paragraph to get somebody to read it?
Yeah.
It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and do this and it's not for my benefit. You are going to pay me one way or the other. And so nice doesn't work anymore.
Never does.
And this is the other thing. Like, you gotta understand that, like, in a lot of ways, Manny and Yolanda were my friends. Me and Lou used to hang out with Manny and Yolanda. I met Manny through Arkell and Diamond, and I met Arkell through Marvette Brito, my publicist at the time.
Shout out to Marvette.
Shout out to Marvette and Miss Linda. It's very bittersweet because, again, no, he's never sent statements.
Yeah.
And he won't show me the distribution. He doesn't want to show the distribution deals. He doesn't want to show the earnings. He doesn't want to show the statements. He doesn't want to come to the table, and he doesn't pay out on True to the Game. And he continues to say that there's no earnings. But this is the part that I don't think Manny realizes. You will not stay in that $15 million house and not fucking pay me. I'm sorry I cursed. You will not stay in no $15 million mansion and think that you're not going to pay me. You out your mind. You done lost your mind. Are you, okay, you will not ride around in no $1 million car and not pay me. That'll never happen. It'll never happen.
So you guys never been to court yet?
We're in arbitration, and he won't come to the table.
Oh, they gonna make him come.
We're gonna have the lawyer says
he's gonna be
the lawyer's got to put in a motion. The lawyer has to put in a motion to compel, and at that point, once he doesn't do the motion to compel, the lawyer said we would be able to go to state and get out of arbitration, and state handles you a little bit different than an arbitrator does.
And if he doesn't show up or whatever, then then you'll get
and then you get contempt of court. You lose the rights. I mean, it's
lose by default, not showing up.
You're gonna lose. You will lose right now. You can't do business like this. This isn't business.
Manny, I actually tell you my Manny story. Talked to the guy, and we actually hooked up, and he wanted to manage me. So I flew out to LA for a couple of days. Spent a couple of days with him. Seemed like a real cool guy. Nothing came out of it. But that was kind of like my only interaction with him. And then, I've heard things from you. I've seen things printed and whatnot, but I've never really had any other dealings with him other than that.
The thing about, some people like fame a lot, and some people like, like I'm not really big on the fame thing.
Yeah, I just like success. I've already dealt with the fame, and it's cool.
I'm not really for all that. Like,
I like my like you said. I like my private life.
Yeah.
I tell people now to this day. I said I have just as much fun sitting on the couch watching a movie with my wife.
Yeah.
Than going out and running the streets. Like, I have fun with her. So
time.
I have fun with her, so we could just sit down and just chill out, and it's no big deal. I don't want to be that person where I can't go anywhere without being noticed. I mean, I get noticed a lot, but not to the point where I got camera crews outside, and I don't want that.
No,
so
it's
my
not
thing
fun.
is, I want the success. All the hard work that I'm putting in, I want to be successful.
And I want the freedom to be able to move around outside like a chameleon, and you don't even notice me.
I don't wear a lot of jewelry anymore. I don't wear my watches. I don't wear none of that stuff. Like, I want you to look at me and be like, damn, what does he do? Like, because that's why people look at me now. They be like, yesterday, I give you a funny example. I'm standing outside, and I got a FUBU velour suit on, black and white, and I got this hat on. Old man, he's like 70-something years old. He jumps out the car. He goes, FUBU! I'm on the way. I look at him. I want to phone my wife. I look at him. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, man, I know that brand. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then he starts to talk about Damon and Shark Tank and all that stuff, right? So he says, what, do you work for them? I said, no. I said, I'm his business partner. He said, his business partner?
And they don't know.
And I'm like, yeah, it's four of us, him, and my other two guys, me and my other two guys.
And you guys are still together, right?
Yeah, we're still
beautiful
together.
Thing. Such a beautiful
everybody's
thing.
kind of trying to do their own little thing now
right.
to expand the brand, but we,
still together.
For the most part, we are all still together. But he went on to tell me about how he knows the brand, right? So I said, well, how do you know the brand? Like, because you recognize the logo or something? He says, well, I used to be I was a cop. And back then we had to know certain things. So we had to, if I see that logo, I had to know what that logo meant. And then I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him for a few minutes. But it was just crazy how, and he just jumped out and knew about FUBU, knew everything knew Damon's name and, so.
Okay, so let me give you one of my stories, right? They don't recognize me at all, which is great. Most people don't recognize me. I could be anywhere, and they don't know it's me.
Yeah, because you don't come outside.
No, I don't. And in the last 10 years, I've been totally MIA, right?
Yeah.
So, or the last 15 years, I've really been MIA. But that was trying to get my kids through and trying,
being a mother.
So I was on 126. I just went to Manners. And I was on, so right behind the Apollo. I parked right behind the Apollo. And I was walking back down the street to my car. And this guy, I heard him just calling me, excuse me, miss. I turn around. He's like, are you Miss Woods? They said you Miss Woods. See, he don't recognize. He don't know. He don't know it's me. I just walked by and they don't know it's me. But somebody out there knew.
They know.
Somebody always sees me. In New York.
Somebody always knows too.
Somebody always knows.
Yeah.
And he goes, and you know what? Pay attention. Because this is who I am. And I know exactly who I am. And so he comes up to me, and at first I'm a little, I'm by myself, and I'm scared a little. But then he goes, Miss Woods, I just want to tell you, Miss Woods. I just want to come over here and thank you, Miss Woods. I just want to tell you, Miss Woods, oh my God, Miss Woods, you saved my life. Oh my God, Miss Woods. Miss Woods, you saved my life, Miss Woods. I did. Miss Woods, Miss Woods, you really did, Miss Woods. I was in the belly of the beast. Miss Woods, I was in there. I was losing my mind, Miss Woods. They took me down. They took me down, Miss Woods. They took me down. And somebody gave me your book. I was in confinement. He said, you saved my life.
Yeah.
You brought me back out on the streets, Miss Woods. You reminded me that I was a man when they had me in the belly of the beast.
Yeah. Don't that feel good?
Well, wait. You know me. I'm like, I really don't understand. You know what? I really just want to go eat my food.
It seems like
really getting like very sentimental over here. And he's like,
what the hell's going on here?
Nah, Miss Woods, you ain't leaving till you say you understand. You saved my life, Miss Woods. One more thing. Can I just get a selfie with you?
Because I won't tell people, but I also want to show people that this shit is real.
Get a selfie with you, Miss Woods. And so, it's not just him. It's not just one time. It's too many times now that I'm hearing, and that's what they say to me. That's what strangers say to me. Yeah. And if they don't say that I saved their life, they say that True to the Game was the first book that they ever... Miss Woods, I swear to God, Miss Woods, listen to me. I ain't never read a book in my life. Listen. You know, here I go. Wait. Look, Keith, this is, you know me. I'm like...
Huh?
Not even Old Yeller? Okay, where the red fern grows. I know you did that one in middle school. No, ma'am. And that's the other thing. I always call me ma'am. Miss Woods, listen to me, Miss Woods. I ain't never read a book in my life until I read True to the Game. And then I realized I could read.
Wow.
And I read everything because of you, Miss Woods. And so, I just want to say that shit is a problem for a lot of folks out there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because
a lot of people
no. On the flip the coin. And so all of this shit that I go through is because black men read. Because you didn't want me to make no money. I'm not allowed to have anything. I can't have my business. I can't have my company. Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. When I first started, and that's why the back of the book has the order form for the inmates. I was prison orders. And standing out the trunk of my car. Because I figured everybody that's true to the game is already in jail. You done locked everybody up. I know from 91 to 92, everybody's gone. If they're not dead, they in jail. So I'm selling books in the prisons, right?
Yeah, get it how you live.
Know, listen to this. Do you know we're not allowed to service inmates now?
No more? You can't, no more?
Wait, no. Guess what? Oh, no. You won't send this. And this is my autobiography. This is my life story over here in business. You can't send this in. Oh, no, send this back. Send it back. Nope.
Why?
Nope. Only Amazon can service the prisons now. So you just order.
Shit.
Yeah. And the other thing is, Wahida Clark called me. Sister Wahida. Yeah, because she's still over there. She ain't playing. See, I'm tired. I'm like, how? She like, girl, they ain't letting us do no business. I said, what you mean they not letting us do no business?
Yeah,
she said, crazy. Terry, they giving the inmates a tablet. And guess what they reading? I said, what? Some Germans and Russian authors and Chinese authors and they ain't got no black authors? Barely.
Wow.
They can't read us no more. We can't. So if you in there and you got a True to the Game book, or you got one of my books in the prison,
wow.
Yeah, that's commissary. I'm commissary. I'm food. I'm big food. But they are taking our books. They are not letting us service our people. They won't let us service our community. They never did. And if you was to get me and Wahida and Vicky in a room together,
that's crazy. Like,
when I say Vicky Stringer, I'm talking about Vicky Stringer of Triple Crown. Do you understand who she is?
Yeah.
Nobody knows this one. Nobody says her name. Okay, let me give you the conversation early in the morning. Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing a book called Teri's Game. Ugh, bitch, you don't even have any game. You weren't even in jail. Ugh. Vicky, if you don't leave me alone, no, Teri, because of you, it's all your fault, and you just wouldn't support other people. We all tried to work with you. You're so different. You should hear Vicky. And you think, and you're going to come out with this book, Teri's Game? I said, Vicky, I only sent it to you because I didn't want to tell you to suck a, I'm sorry, we can't curse. I didn't want to tell you to suck a penis without your approval. And that's the only reason why I'm taking your call now is because I hope that you don't mind that that's what I'm telling you to do in my book because, I love you. I truthfully love you.
Wow.
Vicky Stringer. So, and this is a funny story because, Shannon Holmes and Be More Careful and the Pussy Pound. Am I allowed to say that? Can't say that either? Oh, okay. So
you just were putting you was putting them back to back,
and we can't, and you won't be able to understand.
Yeah, they don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So Shannon sent me his book when he was in jail, right? And I, was like, oh my God, I love this story. It just needs a little, Teri tweaking. Yeah, and I'm going to give him a deal, and he's going to come home, and I'm going to write letters to the parole board, and I'm going to, get him out of prison and help him and take him shopping because he's my author. I'm a publisher, right? Meanwhile, here go Lou, my baby father. You're not a publisher. You just think you are.
Lou hit you with that one?
Oh my God, listen, Lou is terrible. So, you're not a publisher. You're not Simon & Schuster. So anyway, make my Shannon story. So then I get a call, right? Guess where Shannon is?
He home now.
No! Over there with Vicky Stringer.
Wow.
Well, what is he doing over there?
So what happened?
Wait, what are you doing? You're supposed to be my author. Here goes Lou. I told you you're not a publisher. Leave me alone. So he's over there with Vicky. Vicky just got out of jail. She had that book, Let That Be the Reason. So this was the breakdown. You had you had The Coldest Winter Ever. Then you had True to the Game. Then you had Be More Careful. Then you had Let That Be the Reason by Vicky Stringer.
I don't remember that one.
And then you had Dutch in 2004. And after that,
that was it.
And remember, 3 of those, out of those 5 books, 3 of them are mine, and I'm running the city. I'm running this city right now.
Right.
So he's telling me, no, you're not a publisher. Shannon's over there with Vicky. Jesus God, what are they doing? Starting Triple Crown Publishing to be my competition. Oh, your author. Thought you were Can you hear Lou? Can you hear him? You want to go home and hear this tonight? Hold on. Your publisher, your author, Shannon and Vicky Stringer are going to put out a book. My author is going to try to be my competition.
Wow.
And guess what the book is?
What?
Nikki Turner's A Hustler's Wife.
Was it successful?
Nikki, of course!
I don't know. I ain't never heard of it.
Oh my God.
I'm not in that.
So imagine
I'm in the
going
fashion
home.
game.
Imagine going home with Lou every night.
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
I know you were getting there. So listen. 'Cause we can talk about this all day. I want people to make sure they stay tuned in.
Yeah.
You can help a lot of people understand the inner workings of what's going on with you, how they can avoid it.
Oh yeah, masterclass coming soon.
Yeah,
Teri's Game is all about how the publishing industry and everything.
Is this available already? Is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Teri's Game, but this is basically when they first started bootlegging me to, I would say maybe 2012 when I walked away from the publishing business. Like I just said, I can't take it anymore, and I'm just gonna go do my kids.
Right. Yeah, no, you definitely You definitely can help a lot of people out because you sat down today and a lot of stuff that you've said I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So you educated me, and I'm sure you educated the viewers as well. But
I hope
you should
that
definitely try to do a little bit more with this and get it out and let people know what you got going on and how to avoid these pitfalls. Because I know when we were, back in the Empire State Building, early 2000s, and, we first sat down and we was talking and you were telling me all the things you were doing, and Lou was up there with you, and
oh my God.
And then I didn't see you for a little while because I think you moved out of the building, but then you came back and just to chop it up, and you was telling me all the stuff that you had going on, and I think around that time you was going through the movie thing, the situation with the movie thing. But wow, this is a lot to unpack.
It is. And it's so misunderstood and it's so misrepresented. One of the best things though about Lou being such a brute with me, and the way he was, and he was very protective of what we were doing. It just got to the point, like, after, and this is the other thing, right? So you got to understand, in 2000 and 2001, after I got Shannon out, and then he was over there. Well, I didn't get him out. They let him out. But after, he's my author, and I'm doing everything I can for him, and he's over there with Vicky, and I'm really mad, and everybody's beefing. Oh, and I sued Vicky, too. Anyway, you got to hear her. She is... she still calls me and curses me out about suing her 20 years ago. It's like insane. Anyway, after the success of Be More Careful, and remember, I'm literally sleeping in my car. I'm carrying books on my back. I'm dealing with Africans and African street men. Teri Woods, come here, Teri Woods. This is a really rough business for me. Like, this is not real. This is real. And so guess who comes along and really, seriously, a major publisher. This is my author. So remember Lou. You're not a publisher. This needs to stop. This is insanity. Simon & Schuster's a publisher. No. And so Malika Adero of St. Martin's Press comes along and takes my author away from me. And guess how much they gave him. And guess how much they gave him.
Did Vicky take him away from you?
No, he was just over there with Vicky, and they were going to do this publishing company called Triple Crown to be like, and they are going to be my competition. And now Lou is like cursing me out every night about it. And then St. Martin's Press comes along, and guess how much they give him to take him from me, to literally contractual wise, take him from my company to go over to a major publisher.
How much they give him?
$400,000. I just want to be clear. A black author right now probably can't even get $25,000 advance.
Wow.
From a major publisher. If there's an author right now that's African American that can even get $100,000, probably Terry McMillan.
That's my girl. Shout out to Terry McMillan.
Probably only Terry. Yeah. If that, maybe. Right. Give her some money. The rest of us ain't getting nothing.
Yeah. Wow. So this is deep. So what other things you got going on? Anything else you want to share and get out there and let people know what you got going on right now?
So in 2020, I released Terry's Game, but then I had I sort of broke down with my breaking down. Like, I'm in crisis mode in 2021 when I realized they were giving my work away for free. Jesus. And you go and, you just, I don't know. And then I'm looking at the streaming. And then I'm looking at, if you put a book on Amazon, tomorrow you don't know who's selling your book on Amazon. Right. I don't know who those people are. I don't know where they got those books from. So I didn't want to put my children's work out there because they just steal it. And then other people start printing it and saying it's used, but it's not used. It's just my reprinted work. And you're now selling it over top of me on these platforms. Yeah. And then I can't stop you because it's being allowed by our government.
Right. So we gotta wrap right now. But let people know where they can find you again. I know you said Teri Woods on Facebook.
Teri Woods Books on Instagram.
And
Teri Woods on Facebook.
Okay.
Teri's Game, and that's the last book that I put out in 2020. And then my children's line is also available.
All right. Well, y'all make sure y'all tap in. Teri's been in this game over 30 years. Truly an inspiring author. She has a lot going on. Always been good at her pen game. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Teri, thank you so much for stopping by Keeyzo's Corner. I appreciate you having you. All right.
Thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. We gonna get some views off this one. We gonna be a good one. Anyway, another episode of Keeyzo's Corner.
Maybe we'll do that Shay thing like Cat Williams.
You know?
You never know.
But listen, another episode in the can. Keeyzo's Corner. Let's go.
Okay.